Today I share with you a creative way of making a gazing ball for your garden using cut tiles, epoxy, and a bowling ball. Let's dive right into the project. You see that? Yep, that's my craft gazing ball that I made for my garden about a year and a half ago. Yes, and you watched it. It was a beautiful gazing ball using a bowling ball that I got out of my friend's shed. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I restored this beautiful, or once beautiful, gazing ball to its original luster and glory. And it's a lot easier than you think. So if you have a cracked gazing ball, this video is definitely for you. What you're going to want to do in the beginning is to remove everything from the gazing ball. Even if it didn't crack where the pieces are, you're going to want to remove all that stuff because it's not going to look good when all the new pieces go on. The second part is you're going to want to save as much as you can from the original gazing ball artistry, all these bits and bobs, the mosaic pieces. And if the glass is in great condition, you can use the glass over again as well. I'm using a chisel and a hammer to get some of these tough glass pieces off. Be sure you observe the proper equipment like gloves as well as safety glasses. All right, I think that just about does it. And I trapped all these little bits and bobs with a cloth here, so it's easy for picking up your little pieces. All right. Now, on this other side, I already started the restoration. Due to time constraints and efficiency, I wanted to start it and show you what I was doing. Now, this is just going to be absolutely stunning. I'm so excited. All right, what we're going to do is we're using something called epoxy. And what we have is we have it in two parts. We have the hardener and actually parts A and B. That's what it is, parts A and B. And I'll leave a link to all these materials down below in the description box so you know full well. And I'll include a photo of what I'm using right there in the right-hand corner. What I like to do is I like to set myself up with my broken pieces of either pottery or glass or whatever I'm using to use as my tesserae. And then I like to take my epoxy, separate all the pieces into equal parts. That's not equal, so I'm going to put that back. Now that's pretty equal. And what you're going to do is you're going to rub this together and mix it. But as you can see here, I have everything separated already into little pieces so that I don't have to keep digging my hands into the container and doing that. Everything's been separated, but it hasn't been mixed yet. Once you mix it, the hardener, the A and B together, you only have a certain amount of working time. So it's really important that you get everything together. And I also find that using a pair of gloves, whoops, look at this one, this is not gonna work out. I gotta go change that. All right, we're back, and we got another glove here. I always like wearing gloves. They say this is non-toxic. However, I do like wearing gloves. I don't like it in my fingernails or my hands and try to peel it off. Now, the most important thing about this stuff right here is that you want it to be mixed very, very thoroughly. See how there's two different colors? You want this to be mixed so it looks like one color fully and completely blended. So that's what we're gonna do. Here goes another glove. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. See how that's getting mixed in there, but you can still see that second color, and that is not clear enough. So you wanna, now if you do not mix it correctly and thoroughly, it's just not gonna dry correctly. And you might have a very sticky and tacky little piece. So it's very, very, very important. Now, what's so beautiful about this material is it is weather permanent. All right, now see that right there? That's pretty clear. All right, so what I'm gonna do is you can either roll it out, but you know, you can manipulate it with your hands just as easily. what I'm going to do is just join this up right here. You want it to be at least 1/4 of an inch thick. Okay. Now you can use water to help you smooth things out. With this, I'm not having anything with particular forethought in terms of design work. I'd like to use up as much of some extraneous pieces that I have lying around, a whole mishmash, and this is going to be perfectly fine. If you want to do design work on here, that's great too. I'm going to get these as close together as possible. One thing I would recommend is, if you're not accustomed to this particular material, if it's your first time using it, is just to take small chunks, small little groups of the parts A and B and mix them together. You only have a certain amount of working time to get your tesserae into the epoxy. Another thing you can do is, this comes in different colors, and you could actually create various textures and raised areas here if you wanted to, into the different colors. So I'm going to sandwich this in right here. Real carefully. And then working around the tesserae here, we're going to create a little line and close the gap. I'm just going to simply fill in this gap a little bit with our epoxy. Give us a steady base here to work on. I'm wrapping up here. This is the ending of our segment of the ball. Whoa, don't run away from me. Beautiful.